everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a tag video. And this is the Black History Month book tag, and it was originally created by Helene over at Books by Laney's. I think that's how you say her channel name. And I was tagged by Doris at Aldi Books. And so I don't have very much time. I'm filming this on my lunch break, so I'm just going to get right into it. Question 1. What is a book everyone should be reading during Black History Month? One fiction and one nonfiction. And by the way, I'm looking down because I have the questions written in my journal here. So I am going to highlight an author, and this is my favorite Black author, and I just love her works, and you guys know it, and you've heard me talk about it before. And so for nonfiction, that book is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. I don't have a copy of Bad Feminist, even though I've read it multiple times. I've listened to it on audiobook and I've read it on ebook, but I don't have a physical copy yet. I will need to rectify that. But I do have Hunger by Roxane Gay. This is a memoir of my body, which was just beautiful and heartbreaking. And then she edited this collection called Not That Bad, Dispatches from Rape Culture, which again, heartbreaking. And then for fiction, I have here Difficult Women, which is a collection of short stories by Roxane Gay. I love Roxane Gay's writing. I think her voice is amazing. She is smart and witty and sarcastic and everything I love in a writer. I love her voice. I love her thinking on culture and history, and how she can just so easily distill her thoughts into like these pithy phrases that just speak to me. So I think everybody should be reading Roxane Gay this month. Question 2, which Black booktuber would you recommend watching and why? It's very difficult to just pick one. So I have a bunch of Black booktubers that I would like to shout out. First of all, one of my buddy reader extraordinaires is Karen at Run Right Reads. We all know and love Karen and her beautiful daughter, and I would highly recommend that you should be watching her if you're not already, which I'm sure you are. If you're watching my channel, I'm sure you're watching Karen. And then another favorite buddy reader of mine is Alba over at Seriella, the fount of knowledge about all things Puerto Rico and Caribbean history. Absolutely should be watching her channel. I also want to shout out a BookTube commenter. One of my other most favorite buddy readers is Patrice. Patrice is always commenting on all of our videos, and she also does have an Instagram, so I would encourage you to follow her on Instagram to see what she is up to in her reading. A few other Black booktubers I'd like to shout out just because I love the content they create, and that's Belinda at Belinda's Book Nook, Dee Dee at Brown Girl Reading, let's see, Justin at The Ghost Reader, Peta at Comfy Cozy Up. Nicole is here to learn. Nicole's channel is great for if you're interested in translated fiction, by the way. And then I would also like to shout out Shiny Things Reviews. I don't know her first name, but she has really delightful videos and has had a really neat couple of videos on her bullet journal, which I've really enjoyed. And then also the Storyscape. Her videos are just like these amazing productions of editing and storytelling. It's just fabulous. So I'm going to link all of those channels down below so that you can go check them out yourself. And they're all absolutely wonderful, and I get something out of each and every one of them. Question 3, what is your favorite book written by a Black author from an African country? So a new favorite book by an author from an African country is one that I've just read this month for Black History Month, and I just finished it yesterday, actually, so I haven't even talked about it before on my channel. This is The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, written by William Kamkwamba and Brian Mealer. And this is a young adult version of his story, which is also available in an adult nonfiction and also a children's book, from my understanding. This is the story of William's time spent in his home country of Malawi, and he is, because of home circumstances and the poverty in his country, is unable to continue in school and instead gets really interested in the idea that maybe he can build a windmill and bring electricity to his family's farm and allow them to have electricity that would give them lights in their home, and also like pumped water to help irrigate their fields, because their country has just undergone this horrible drought and famine, and like it's just unbelievable what this young man goes through in his childhood, and then what he overcomes because of his amazing ability to invent things and to take found objects and what other people would call junk and use it to build stuff that improves his life and the life of his family. And this is his story, and it's absolutely engrossing. I sat down and read this all in one big gulp yesterday, so I would highly recommend that you check this out, and is now one of my favorite books by a Black African writer. Okay, what is your favorite Black classic? My favorite Black classic is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Oh my God, that book just it breaks your heart, but it is so beautifully written and so engaging. It is a story of African-American women in Georgia in the 1930s and the trauma that they undergo, and also the strength and the friendships that they find and develop with each other. It's a story of sisters and sisterhood and friendship and overcoming all of the barriers that are stacked against you. And it's absolutely gorgeous book. I mean, I know I don't have to convince all of you. You've probably all already read The Color Purple, but I absolutely love that story so much. And then number 5 is, which movie, book to movie, or documentary would you recommend watching during Black History Month? And I have to repeat Doris's answer, because everybody should be reading Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly, and also watching the movie about the first Black mathematicians that worked for NASA and who enabled us to put a man on the moon and to win the space race. This book is amazing, and the movie was really good too, although, you know, the movie is movied up for Hollywood purposes, but it's amazing to celebrate these women who were just ahead of their time and who had to overcome so much discrimination in order just to use the gifts that they had of intellect in service to their country, mind you. I'll try not to go off on a ranty tangent here, but absolutely read this book. It is, even if you think you're not going to like a book about math, you are. This is a wonderful story. And just about people overcoming obstacles to find fulfillment in their careers. Absolutely love that book so much. Then question 6 is, what's on your TBR for Black History Month? And I need both hands for this. So I already showed you one book that I read for Black History Month, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. I also completed Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones. Excellent novel by the author of An American Marriage. I finished Just Us by Claudia Rankine, a nonfiction book of essays and poetry and photography. I read this for the BookTube Prize, but it also counts for Black History Month. I am currently reading A Promised Land by Barack Obama, again for the BookTube Prize, but also counts for Black History Month. And then for Book Naturalist Book Club, I am reading The Home Place. Okay, the last question is question 7. Which new releases by Black writers are you looking forward to most this year? Now, I don't follow new releases very closely, so I don't often know about what new things are coming out, but I'm going to go back to my original answer about who you should be reading in Black History Month and say I am most excited about some books that just came out by Roxane Gay in 2020, and then I believe she has a new book coming out in 2021 that I'm also very interested in. So in 2020, she published a short story collection called Graceful Burdens, and she also edited the selected works of Audre Lorde and wrote an introduction for that. So those both came out in 2020. I'm very interested in those. And then I am also interested in her memoir on writing that's supposed to be coming out next September, I believe. So that's my answer to that question. Thank you again to Doris for tagging me in this tag, and I hope you're all doing well and having a great day. I'll talk to you later.